Hello people and welcome to this new class in where we are gonna see a panel called Links panel. It is already open, it is a floating panel. If you don't have it on the right side of your screen, you should go over Window and click on Links. So as you can imagine, here we will find all the images linked to our document. This document, this Alhambra document, has several pages, different spreads, so there are many different images linked to the document. All of them are here. So let's explore a little bit the different options that we can use from here. First of all, we can see on the right side this orange number. The orange number means the number of the page in where that image is placed on the document. For instance, this one I have just selected is placed on page number 4. On the other hand, this one is placed on page number 2. Then we can find another column which now is empty, but we can find the status symbol here, up here. In this column, we will find a warning alert in case that the link is missed. We will see it a little bit later. Then of course we have the name of the images, and if we hover over that name, we can find even the path. If we move to the bottom of this menu, here we have the link info already expanded. We can hide this info just by clicking here on this little arrow. So for instance, let's take this picture. One click on here, it is already selected. Then I will show the link information by clicking on the little arrow. And as it happened with the info panel, here we can find important data about that image. In here, actually, we have even more information than on the info panel. We have the name, the format, the page in where that image is placed, the color space, the status, the size, this is something new, the profile color, the actual PPI, the effective PPI, we know already these two things, and how important is the effective PPI. Then we can find the dimensions. This is pixels and it's talking about the real size of the picture. Then we can find info about the place, date, the layer in where that image is placed in our document, when it's been modified, the path, and the scale. For instance, this image is almost 50% of its real size. And then we have this another data talking about transparency, yes or no. In this case, we don't have transparency. So as you can see, we have the same data as in the info panel and even more. Let's hide this menu and then let's move to the right side. Firstly, we find this option, relink from CC libraries. This means that we can relink this photo from our CC library. If I click it, then the CC library is open. We can choose another pic and relink. Change our image for this other one. We haven't studied yet the CC libraries. We'll do it in the next future. So let's click on cancel. We don't want to do it. I will hide this menu and again I will open the links panel. I will click on the cruciata pic and then let's go to the next option. Just relink. Thanks to this option, we can relink our photo and change it for another one or even for the same one in case that we lost the link. I will show you right now how to do this, but firstly, in order to explain this better, I will use this another option, the one on the right side, called Go to Link. I will click on it and immediately Indesign has gone to the cruciata pic and the cruciata pic has been selected. We can find it here and it is already automatically selected. Once it's selected, let's click on relink. Then navigating through my folders, I find the correct one in where I have placed all the photos for this project. And from here, for instance, I could choose another photo. This another flower called red salvia. One click on it and open. And then, as you can see, the photo has changed. We don't have anymore here the cruciata, but we have the red salvia. Then, of course, we should change the caption, right? But imagine that we are not happy with this. We still want the cruciata. So let's relink again. I select the pic, relink, I go to my folder, I find the cruciata. This one is the good with the big resolution. Remember the episode in where we changed the resolution in Photoshop? We click on open and here we are. After this step, it's time to play with the fitting options. Maybe we are not happy with this first placement and we want to go inside, right click, fitting, and then play with these different options. I will use the AI option, content aware fit. And here we have the result. Okay, looks nice. Imagine now that for some reasons I take this photo, which is already placed in our document, and I move it from that folder to another one. That photo has been moved and the path has changed. If I go back to my InDesign document and I check the links panel, immediately in the status column, we find a warning. This red question mark means that this link has been lost. So I will click on this photo. I will click on go to link. This is the link. This is the photo. And still we can see it because let's say that we are using like the memory of InDesign. But in case that we want to print this document, this pic will be printed but in low resolution because InDesign is saving a kind of preview of the image, but we cannot play with the real quality of the pic because we lost the link. So in this case, what we have to do is to double click on the warning sign to relink the pic to our document. We find where the pic is placed right now, that new folder, we select it, and then we relink the pic to our InDesign document. Okay, let's move to this new spread and now let's play with this another pic. Once selected by clicking on the picture itself, at the same time it is selected in the links panel. If I right click on my mouse, you will see this menu in where we can use most of the options we are talking about right now and even more. We have the relink option, we have the relink from CC libraries, we have the option go to link and several more. Here I would like to point out this another option, embed link. Embed link means that we are gonna make this picture part of the InDesign document. We are not gonna use a link anymore to connect the photo with the InDesign document. That means that the InDesign document is gonna be heavier. So my recommendation here is to use this embed link just in documents which are not so big. Anyways, let's do it. Embed link. Then in the status column, it appears this embedded sign and we don't have to worry about the link anymore. And let's finish the class exploring these last two options. One is called update link and the other one is edit original. This horizontal pic is already selected. Then I go to edit original. The original pic is opened, in this case using the Windows app. And from here I can make changes. But in my opinion, it's better to just click right on your mouse and go to edit with, not edit original, but edit with, and then you choose the program you want to use to edit this pic. In this case, I always use Photoshop. So once Photoshop has opened the picture, let's make some changes. I'll go to layers. I will unblock the layer 0, adjustment layer, black and white. And then once I am happy with the new version of the photo, then file, save a copy. I click on the original file and save. It is asking me if I wanna replace this file. I say yes. And when I go back to the InDesign document, the image has changed automatically. And now we have this black and white version. Sometimes, if you make changes, InDesign is not updating those changes automatically, and then a yellow warning appears on the status column. In that case, we have to double click on that yellow warning and the file will be finally updated. But this is something that happens less and less, and that is the purpose of this another button called update link. We are updating the changes made in the photo like we did in Photoshop, different than relink, in where we are finding the path and playing with the path. So I think that you have a good overview about how this links panel works. It is super important. You will use it a lot. Very intuitive as well. So you just need to practice with it. Time to say goodbye, and I hope to see you in the next episode.